In this video, I'm going to review how we create a character and place it on the screen, the game screen as I call it, when using Pygame 0. So I'll run this program just so you can see what it's going to do, and then I'll quickly go through the code again. So here you go, you see a game screen has been created. It's about 300 pixels by wide by 300 pixels high, and there up in the top sort of left hand corner of the screen, I have placed this alien character. So let's look at the code. So you see in line 8 and 9, I'm just specifying the width and the height of the game screen. In line 16, I'm actually creating what's called an actor. So when you place these characters up on a screen using Pygame 0, these characters are called actors. So there's an actor class, and I'm using the actor class to create an actor object. So I'm creating an actor object, and I'm storing it in the variable alien. Now, usually before when we created an actor, so for example, when I created a turtle before, I would have done something like test equals turtle and turtle, something like that, and it would have created a turtle object for me. Here I'm creating an actor object and putting it into the variable alien. You'll notice, however, that as part of creating the actor object, I'm passing it in a string. I'm passing it in the word alien. And if you pass in a string as part of creating an actor in Pygame 0, Pygame 0 will look for an image called alien in the images folder and use that to represent your character on the screen. So let me just show you a little bit about the folder. So here is the file itself. This is it's called drawing an actor. So you can see here in my folder, I've got a bunch of sort of Pygame 0 programs, and this is the one we're currently looking at. But also in the same folder as my Pygame 0 program, I have a folder called images, spelt all small, IMAGES, and a folder called sounds, which we'll see in a moment. And inside in the images folder, I have a PNG, which is a type of image, and it's called alien. And I have another image, and it's called alien_hurt. So when I write code and I create an actor and I specify the word alien, what Pygame 0 does is it looks for an images folder in the same folder as my game. It goes into it, and then it looks for an image that matches the name. So in this case it would be alien, and then it will use that image and it will display it on the screen when we actually draw our character on the screen. So there you go, that's what line 16 is doing. It's creating an actor object, storing it in the variable called alien, and it's specifying the image to use. Then it's setting, I should say, a variable called pause. Pause is short for position. So every actor object, so my alien is an actor object, every actor object has a variable called pause. And that variable is a tuple. You can set it to a tuple. And as we know, a tuple is like a list, but it's an immutable list. It's a constant list. And you specify two numbers in the tuple. And the first number represents the x value that you want to place it. And the second number represents the y value that you want to place it. So when you create, and let me just play this for a second. So it's 156 is where I've positioned it. So this top left-hand corner of my screen, that's 0, 0. And this is the x. As you move out along here, x gets bigger and bigger and bigger, all the way to here, which would be 300, because I've set the width of my screen to be 300. So that would be 300 all the way over here. And y is going down in this direction, and y all the way down to 300 here, because again, I've set my height to 300. So watch, for example, what happens when I set the position to 0 and 0. So I'm setting the position to for the x to be 0 and the y to be 0, and I press play. You will see that my alien appears right up here, but it's like the middle of it appears up here. So again, let me just stop this and let me just change this back to what it was. So it was 56 and 100, and let me just play this one more time. So you see that this alien character, the center of the image is about here, just about there. So when I place this actor at position 0, 0, it places the center of the actor at that position. So that's why that point there was placed right up there when I set this to 0, 0. When I set it to 156, we've come out 100 and we've come down 56. So the center of my actor, the image representing my actor, is placed at 100, x100, y equal to 56. That position, that point that it uses to sort of place your actor is called the anchor. So the anchor of this actor is the center of it. So we've placed it at 100, x and y equal to 56. And then I draw it, I clear my screen, I set the color to red, and then to actually make it appear on screen, setting its position isn't enough. Creating an actor object isn't enough, setting its position isn't enough. What you actually have to do is draw it. You have to draw it on the screen. So you go alien.draw. So Pygame 0 will call the draw function for you automatically. It'll clear the screen, set the color, and then it will draw the alien at the position you specified using the image that you specified.